Hey everybody, it's Durger time. Welcome back to our Let's Play of Neo Scavenger, the post-apocalyptic survival rogue RPG simulation game where we are going to die. As we last left off, we were just beginning to explore the environment outside of the cryo facility. We found some stuff. We found, I think, a nice crowbar. And something moved. Something moved in the environment that gave us pause. It looked like a person. So we started a fresh round. Remember, we do have a crowbar, so we do have something to fight. But honestly, though, in this game, it's better to run away. The fights are brutal, and usually it's one of those situations that even if you win, the cost could be a lot. The cost is you're going to have a lot of, fatigue on your weapon, and you probably took some hits that could get infected, could get hurt. It could lead to a cascade of problems where you have less moves because you're injured, and eventually you'll die. So it's better to try to avoid or hide or run away. Speaking of which, the first thing we're going to do, since we saw something in the environment, is we're going to hide. Now, what that does is it makes everything cost a little bit longer, a little bit harder to do, which is fine, because it's going to also protect us in case whatever we saw comes in this environment. So we saw him show up here, and then we don't know where else. So first thing we could do, we could spy. We could see if he's still in this zone. We could also spy on this blank area, which we might do here now. Okay. This is forest. I did not want to move. I thought I said spy. Oh, we ran out of turns. Oh, jeez. All right, well, we are hidden, so this is good. We don't necessarily want to be in this forest. Ooh, poison berries. Those sound delicious. Our hunger and thirst are still pretty good. We have to be careful about this water supply, because right now, well, besides the fact that we don't have any way to store this water, we could just drink it, but it's just on the ground. It's probably not a good thing to just eat stuff on the ground. I'm just going to say, if you see water, don't drink it on the ground. That's pro tip. We do have a water supply over here. We see there's a foothill with water. Now, this is a problem. I am hidden, but I did just make a track. So if this thing is coming near us, this run could end really poorly, really quickly. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Okay. So we have moderate hypothermia, which is not good. We are still hidden. We are now -1. We have 4 moves now because we are freezing. What we need to do is we need to go back, and we need to, I think, warm ourselves up. Let's go back to the cryo facility. Let's look at our camp here. Use or consume to re-enter the facility. I think that's what we're going to do. Use. Okay, here we go. So we're back in the facility. We actually haven't explored it fully. Back in the cryo chamber, you still feel the echoes of panic that gripped you when you were awake here. It leaves you with a feeling unsettled. However, that time has passed. Maybe it's time to look around again. Well, we know the dog man's dead. We have its corpse. We cut it up in tiny little pieces. We could explore down the hall. Let's see what's down here. Outside a cryo chamber, there's a debris-filled corridor. It looks disused. You climb over the piles of refuse and rubble and come across a blocked doorway. A plaque on it reads, Exam Room 17. Forcing the barricade aside, you peer into what looks like a clinic exam room. While there appears to be little worth looting, the room looks like it would make a great hole-up site. It has now been added to our Hex's campsite. Well, this is really good, because this could be a really good environment for us here to warm up. In fact, there is an electrical panel and an HVAC system. Now, I believe I have the mechanical skill. So while I might not be able to use the electrical panel, I might be able to repair this HVAC system. Things are operational. The air's cool now, but it looks like you can reroute some of the airflow across the power conduits to warm it up a bit. You need something to divert the air like a tarp, plus some small parts to fasten it, something like crimper fasteners. This looks doable. So it's not providing us with warmth right now. And we see here we have the ingredients now of HVAC heated. We need a screwdriver, the mechanic skill, a large non-rigid sheet like a tarp, and 4 mechanical parts. That's doable. So that's just an option for something. You know what we're going to do is we're going to put this in our pocket here, just so we remember. So crafting ingredients work pretty much like this. You're crafting recipes you're just going to find on scraps of paper out in the wilderness. And whatever, there's a basic ingredient list. We could show you in the crafting screen a little bit. But for the most part, the recipes you only know, as far as I can tell, by just knowing about them. You just have to either know them or you have to find these scraps and remember them and hold on to them. So we have that there, which is good. That gives us an option that if we decide to use this as a base of operations, we can make it heating. We see it's still getting colder. We are still getting moderate hypothermia. So it's still bad for us. But I feel like this room is probably going to be better for us than out in the wilderness. Examine the electrical panel. Let's go ahead. Pretty fried. Takes someone with electrician skill to even guess how to repair it. Well, I don't know how to repair it. I have no electrician skill. So we'll exit the facility. And we'll leave the cryo facility. But now, if we go to our campsite, we can see that this exam room is available. It gives us a lot of shelter, a lot of sleep, and a little bit of healing. So we've selected this as our new campsite. This is going to be our home base for now, I think. And I'm going to go ahead and, until I want to get this up, I'm going to see if I can get this freezing. No, it's still going down. Ooh, that's really bad. Outdoor temperature is going up, though, but I'm still freezing. I still need to find something in the environment. So, we're going to need to unhide. We're going to need to move. We're going to need to find some clothing or something. I don't have the ability to make a fire. We have a lot of trees here, but I don't have a fire starting tool. So I need to find a lighter or something that I can use to start a fire. Because clearly, until we get that HVAC rerouted, it's not going to provide us the warmth that we need. Let's go ahead and move on. Oh no. So this is our encounter phase. So what this means is that there's something in the environment that we've detected that we are initiating a combat or an encounter with. Right now, we don't know what it is. We don't know how far away it is from us. We don't know if we are visible to it. We can't see it. We don't even know what it is. So it could be a rabbit. Or it could be a giant dog man, or even worse, it could be a human with a shotgun coming at us as soon as possible. So what we could do is we could do a blind retreat and just run away. We could take cover. We could search for it, or we could wait one turn doing nothing. So if we search for it, we will spot it. We will get ascertation of where its range is, what its equipment is. We can also just take cover, which might just protect us. Every time we perform a turn, it performs a turn. Certain actions will force you to lose a turn, which is usually really bad. This could all end here, for all we know. I'm going to go ahead and search first. Whatever it was has left. And unfortunately, I'm out in an environment that's cold and drizzling. I need to find shelter. I need to warm up because we already have moderate hypothermia, and it's only going to get worse. That's the next turn. Looks like dogs. So there's some dogs out there, feral dogs. Can be dangerous. So what we're going to do is we're going to just retreat and try to run away. It is moving towards us again. We will try to retreat again. It is continuing to move forward. We are going to try a desperate retreat. Run away. We are going to continue to run away from the dogs. I have fallen, and I must regain my footing. I'm going to get up. It is now even closer to me. I'm going to try to run away again. I'm going to continue to run away. I'm going to try to continue to run away. It will not let me get up. It is now 10 meters away from us. Still pretty far away. We will try to retreat again. Continue to try to retreat. We ran away. I don't want to fight a dog. I feel like we would do okay, but we just really don't have the time for it. Oh, here's a city. This is good. Pick your way through overgrown ruins. A peculiar sound comes briefly from audible. It disappears and begins to pick up again in a moment and carries air current. Like a distant humming, small gas engine out of place in the stillness of empty forests, abandoned buildings. And that could be bad. That could be a location maybe we can trade with people. You see, we do have a dollar symbol here. And what that means is that we can take resources and we can sell them to some of the survivors. Because not everyone out here is out to kill us. A lot of people are, but there is remnants of civilization out there that just want to get by. And they will barter with us and give us supplies. Or this could be something really bad. We've seemed like we've entered the beginning of a city. So this could be really bad for us, or this could be a potential to find maybe some new friends, some new abilities to go ahead and trade and get new resources. We have a couple buildings here. We're gonna go ahead and search. I'm gonna use my crowbar, and it's a little unsafe. You see, it's really dropped my safety. Now, if I use my mechanic with it, so this might not be a bad idea. My loot doesn't go down that much because of the crowbar, but my safety goes up dramatically with my mechanical skills. So I think we'll do that. We found some stuff. Nothing great. Empty pill bottle, some dirty rags, but ooh, we did find a disposable plastic shopping bag. So I can sling this over my shoulder. And what this will be now is a little extra space for some supplies. Found some scrap of foil, some twigs and bark. Nothing great. We'll take some of these though. Never know when you need them. They can work as kindling for a fire. Take the pill bottle too. Why not? We can always throw it away later. Take a shard of glass too. Here we go. Here comes the hoarding continues. We do know there's some other stuff in this environment, so we'll end our turn here. We are still freezing. It is getting warmer outside though, but it's not helping us that much. Let's go ahead and search next building. Crowbar. Mechanic. Go ahead. Nothing. Next building. Maybe something. Come on, anything. This stuff really interests me. I wonder how... I would not last very long in a survival environment, but it really makes you think of, could you imagine having to be stuck in a situation where you're just literally using a crowbar to break open old apartment buildings, just looking for crumbs of food and water? Just imagine, a full bathtub being the greatest thing you've ever found because it means that you're going to be able to drink tonight. Just sounds horrible, but I guess it could happen. I mean, unfortunately, it happens in the real world. I mean, you think about some of those situations with, war-torn cities. You think of the old, Georgia could have been some real bad stuff. Up ahead looks like some sort of abandoned car. It's covered in filth. What glass remains is almost opaque with grime. It's been here for a while. Hard to tell if there's anything useful inside. A door on the side is open, though, and it looks like a tattered sleeping bag spills through the opening. So we can leave the car, throw something at the car, or take the sleeping bag. Let's throw something at the car. You pick up something, toss a metal husk, ducking out of sight. Hollow bang, rattled, roof rolls off. Things seem to get quieter for a few moments. There's no sign of movement. Let's take the sleeping bag. It's filthy. You try to think of all the things that might have lived in there over the years. But it's warmth and not freezing to death beats hygiene any day. That's certainly true. So, we'll leave the car. We do have a sleeping bag on the ground. I don't really have a way to carry it right now. But you know what we might do is we could find a campsite. Might just be worth just using. Okay, so there's a locked storage shed here. Let's go ahead and break it open with the crowbar. Nothing. It's weird. Why did they lock it then? Really odd. Next apartment building. Really could use some fire, something. Some clothing would be nice. Kind of Twinkie. Well, that's better than nothing, I suppose. Handful of jelly beans. That's not bad. And a packet of ketchup. Well, looks like dinner is here. We got some jelly beans. We'll take them for later. A Twinkie and some ketchup. Sounds delicious. And we do have that sleeping bag here. Is there anything in the camp? There's no campsites available, so none of these buildings are safe to actually use. But so what we could do is we could take this campsite, move this over, so we can see with this here, it warms us up. Well, it doesn't necessarily warm us up, but it increases our healing a lot. We still have very little shelter. I almost wonder if it's time to... Yeah, you know what we'll do? Alright, scraps of rags gone, twigs gone. Get all this junk out of here. We're going to have to get rid of this, empty it out. We're going to have to take what we got here. and put it in this thing. Just like playing a game of Tetris here. We gotta maximize our space. Got the dirty rag, regular rag. Okay, that looks good. Not bad. Yeah, that's fine. I put a shard of glass in here. There we go. So now, guess what? We can go back to our campsite. Move this over. I will just lug this around. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for items. There we go. How's our shoes doing? 2%. So very soon this shoe's going to fall over right apart. And we'll be back to poor comfort. All right, let's continue. Let's moving on here. Let's see if we can find a shelter for tonight. We do have a campsite available here, a ruined bungalow, which is really good. I think we may well use it right now. Let me put this back on the ground. We will put this in the campsite. You see it incredibly moves up our healing and our shelter a little bit. Maybe not the shelter that much, but it's going to be helpful, and we need to. We are hypothermic right now. We need to just rest. I'm going to hide our tracks for our final move, and we're going to rest and heal and hope that we survive and there's nothing out there that's looking to kill us. Zomzoms, a place to eat, is right near us. I hope they're not eating people, because we might be on the menu, boys. All right, let's rest and heal. We are going to rest in this campsite. Stuff is moving around. All right, this is good. We moved up from moderate hypothermia from severe hypothermia to moderate hypothermia, which sounds like an improvement, I suppose. We were still freezing, so we were losing our total amount of options here. For movement, we will take this opportunity to scavenge the area around us. Found a boot. Let's scavenge this other one while we're here. Found a lighter, too. Wow, that's actually really good. And we found a tarp. So if you remember, we do need a tarp because if we want to go back to that location, we need something stiff in order to reroute the heater, and the tarp was recommended. We also have a hoodie. That's going to give us a little extra storage space, and I'll put my lighter right in there. The lighters means that we can start a fire, which is going to be really good. I will get rid of this shoe now. And I'll put this here. What's the condition? 3. It's not that much. Not really great, but I mean, it's going to last longer than this. Was just about to break. You know what we might do too? We might take this shoe. Can I rip it apart? Can I maybe take the shard of glass, cut it up? No. So there's nothing of value we can take from this shoe. We're just going to leave it for the next wanderer, I suppose. And I will take this tarp. Just hold it onto my hand here. We have water bottles. A ton of water bottles. I have no way to actually, put them in anything. I can't really do anything here. I'm almost full up. I need a bigger source of storage. Just shopping bags not giving us that much, but it's going to give us what we need. Our hunger is still good. Our thirst is fine, but they're both decreasing. And our sleep, which we haven't actually technically slept yet, is going down. So eventually we are going to need to sleep. We did see movement near us though, which is really bad because something could be hunting us down. I think the only thing we're going to have to though. I think we're going to need to rest. We are going to hide, and then the final move is we are going to sleep in our shelter and hope nothing attacks us. Something approaches you as you slumber. Well, something's here. We could get up. We can search. We'll stand up first. I could blindly attack in the environment. We don't know what it is or where it is. We will search first. Okay, here it is. So, Bad Mother is right near us. Oh, and he just hit us. Launches a flurry of attacks at the player and hits. So he just walked up right behind us and just started hitting us. he's exposed, I'm exposed. He hit me and just punching me arm, right arm, right arm. So he's just punching. Now, good thing I got a crowbar, so I could try to run away, but we're not really close here. I could try to tackle. So here's some options. I could surrender, and maybe he'll leave me alive, and I'll just drop everything and walk away. I could try to run away, and I'll move up to 2 spaces away from him and leave the battlefield. That's really dangerous, though, because we could trip. We could, maybe not move at all. We could try to fall back. We could try to move 1 space away. We could threaten him. We could demand his surrender. We could dodge. We could parry. We could tackle him. We could just advance closer. We could use a surge of melee. So this was what he just did to us. We could attack him 1 to 3 times and stun them for 1 turn, and we also get stunned from 1 turn. We could just attack. We could wait. We could offer to talk, or we could offer ceasefire. For some reason, someone who's named Bad Mother probably is not going to talk to us. So what we're going to do, I'm going to fall back 1 space. And so it works in sort of a timed fashion. So there's a little bit of strategy involved. I make a move, and he does it simultaneously, and we both act together. So it's possible that by moving backwards, if he tries to attack, I might not be in range because he just has a fist. I moved away, and he ran away. So he was just trying to find a cheap, quick attack, and with my crowbar and just kind of holding my ground, he ran away and snuck out of there. It's possible that he wasn't even searching for me. He just stumbled upon me and thought, take an opportunity to kind of hit me. Let's check our conditions. So a lot of punches, a lot of pain. Nothing that bad, though. We are in pain, though. So we could use the prescription painkillers. I don't think we need it. I think we'll be fine. A cell phone on the ground. That's probably pretty useless now, huh? I imagine coverage is pretty poor. We are still freezing. We're gonna hide again. We are going to rest and heal. We've slept a little bit. We are pretty well rested. We're going to use this opportunity to maybe heal up, hopefully warm up a little bit. I doubt he's going to come back. No, he came right back with a broad spear. There's someone else. He sees us. We see him. He's far away. We are going to try to sneak without being seen. I am not visible. So if I could do that, I can kind of just sneak away. And I did. So I moved 1 space away from him. Which means that, unfortunately, our campsite with our sleeping bag that we found is now stuck there with him. But he did not see us, and he did not see our movement. So let's go ahead and move a space away. Let's scavenge this environment here. Let's see, a lot of buildings. It's a little concerned with how many people are around us right now. So now we have to really be concerned about the sneak meter because we're going to be making noise. So I have that lighter. I can scavenge with it. It's going to reduce our sneak, but it's going to increase our loot. I mean, that's pretty... Is it worth it? Let's try it. Found some stuff. Anything good? Nothing good. That was a waste. A lot of bottled water, old newspaper. Nah, that really wasn't helpful to me at all. And we could have made a lot of noise. Luckily, it doesn't seem like there's really anybody near us, though. Still a bunch of buildings to go through. We only have 1 more turn left. Let's go ahead and look, though. Our outdoor temperature is rising. We are still getting colder. Nothing. And we're going to have to stop here and rest. And that turn. It's getting darker outside. It is now evening. Still some sunlight. Once the sun goes down, it's going to be very hard to navigate and move around. I kind of want to get that sleeping bag back. Let's see if I can. So I'm going to move. I'm still hiding. I only have... It's going to cost me a lot of space. Okay, there is a person here. Search. Blind retreat. I don't think we're going to be able to get there. Let's just get back to base, I guess. Man. Moderate hypothermia now. We're not hiding anymore, which is good. I keep on moving. Using up a lot of space. Just sometimes it takes more than one movement just based on the type of condition. Like we had moved through that marshlands. It took us 2 movements just to move through. Same thing with a flat's fine, but like this hill would cost us more. So let's go ahead and move. We'll move. We'll move again. Left for a final move. Let's hide that track that we just made. End our turn here. As night falls, you notice that there is a bright glow coming from the east. Easily visible through the treetops. There is no guarantee, but it could be signs of civilization. Maybe even a lead for from where you are or who. And if nothing else, it's as good as a landmark as any to strike towards any. So, in the darkness, we could see that there is a glow. Could be something good, it could be something bad, but we now have a goal of where to go. We've survived the first night so far. There's a dead body here. What? So, somebody just died here in our safe spot, in our little... Oh, that's not good. What can I do with him? Cut him up into meat. I don't think we're gonna be a cannibal yet. Can I take their stuff though? His clothing, right? No? Someone take everything from him? Guess so. Get rid of the body. Bury it out back. Okay, this is bad because something was here and murdered somebody in the spot that we thought was super safe. And now we're going to have to sleep here over the night. It's raining outside. It's getting colder. I think we're going to do one last thing. We're going to end this turn. We're going to move to the woods. We are still freezing. Oh no. I was hoping to get some firewood to bring back, but something is in this woods, possibly the thing that killed that person. We are not going to survive the night if we do not have some firewood. Oh, man. We'll just run away. Continue to try to run away from whatever's in here. We can't see it. We don't know what it is. It won't let us get away. I'm bleeding. Feral dog scratches with a lower... Oh. You know what? You gonna do that? You gonna fight? Okay, guess what? I'm gonna hit you with a crowbar. I missed. He scratches me. I'm gonna hit him. Bam. I am bleeding. Player demolished the feral dog's head with a crowbar. I just smashed the brain in of a dog. Oh, God, I feel horrible now. He's trying to bite me. Nah, screw him. Has a concussion, is stunned, has a concussion, and died of severe traumatic brain injury. So good news. I guess meat's back on the table. We are weary. We are in pain. What's our medical condition looking like? Actually, not that bad. Just some minor cuts. Blood supply went down just a little bit, so we're not too bad. What we need to do is we need to get some wood. Actually, you know what I can do? So, in the crafting screen, I have natural environment stuff. This marsh, these trees. I need to wait a turn, though. And turn. Oh, it's getting really cold outside. I'm really thirsty, too. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. All right. Let's think this through. Guys. Okay. I need a fire. I have one move, which will just be to craft this. I'm going to need to drop something. I'm probably going to drop the tarp for now. We don't need it yet, but we need fire in our camp if we're going to survive this night. Every time we move, our hypothermia is going down, or our temperature is going down. We are now hypothermic already severely. We are weary. We're tired. It's cold out. It's dark. We can barely move because we're blind because it's freaking dark outside. I use this to decrease my blindness? Is the light enough from the lighter? Probably not. Okay, if I go to the crafting screen, I can use this. It's going to take one turn. I only have one turn this round, but it's going to produce some branches and some twigs. I just need some of this in order to make a fire. Okay. Oh, actually didn't use a turn. Very good. Okay. So, I'm going to put this back in here. I need this for kindling. We're going to get rid of this string. Get more kindling. We're going to hold this stick. Is that enough? I think it is. We're going to move back. We're going to go to our base. We're in the camp. We're using the campsite. This is good. We're going to go to our crafting screen. Can we... Not enough moves left to craft. Okay. We should be okay. We are going to have to still go through another turn. It's still going to get colder, but I think I'll be able to make a fire, and we might be okay. It's never really cold. It's never really, really cold. And I only have one move. It's still blind. But if we make the fire, we should be okay. Okay, so here's how the making fire works. So we can take this branch, combine it with a fire ignition source, which happens to be this lighter. And we need some kindling too. So, for example, this will produce a lit campfire. This will last for a certain amount of time. Eventually it'll turn into a smaller campfire, and eventually it'll turn into ash. So it won't last the entire night, but it might last long enough for us to sleep, to be warm, and hopefully reduce ourselves from this hypothermic state. We could die here if we do not raise our body temperature. This is a Survivor Man situation here, all right? This is hardcore Survivor Man. We have to warm our body, or else we are not going to... It's only getting colder outside. It's the middle of the night. We're going to do this. Okay, we produced the fire. Okay. We can also use this to cook, which we are thirsty right now, but we're not hungry. The thirst I'm concerned about, but we do have some water sources. Now, we could risk it and drink some water from out in those environments. We risk getting an infection, but remember, we do have some, I believe we still have some prescription antibiotics. So if we do that, we can take the antibiotics and hopefully remove ourselves from the infection. It's a risk worth taking, other than, actually dying of thirst, I would think. We are warmed by a campfire right now. We're going to put that in the campsite. We're easier to spot as well, which is bad. But hopefully we will see the temperature now is comfortable. We are indoors, out of the rain, with a fire inside. It's dangerous, obviously, because if there was a creature or something murdered that person in this room. Now, that could have been those dogs that I just crushed its head into, but it could have been something far worse, and we will not know. And unfortunately, we have to go to sleep and find out. So let's end it here. We're going to go to sleep. Hopefully we don't die. Let's see. Thanks for joining, guys. I will see you on the other side. Hopefully. Bye.